All right, you're asking for it, so here it is.
Epicast.
Listen to this.
I want you fucks laughing at we partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, speaking, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, and all that.
All right. Welcome to the 245th episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. I will not name anything 45. Fuck that guy. But I will tell you that I'm half Yoshi Tandem, Ed Bailey, joined always with my co-host Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? Fuck Donald Trump. And if you listen to us and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at PartnersPod.
Yes, sir.
245 episodes, man. We've been asking y'all, and we will continue to ask you, man. Please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. And that's how we continue to do well, man. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Listen, you love us. You see us out and about. You tell us that you love us. Now, please, at the click of a button, please tell the internet, tell the world, tell everybody. Tell everybody. Tell your mama, your cousins, sisters, friends, anybody you know that enjoys either beer or just a good time. Tell them about Drinking Partners, man. We try to bring it to the people. We try to, let the people affect what we do because we're here for you, all right? And as always, because we're here for you, but we need a little something for ourselves. So as always, I've said it 244 times. I'm saying it 245th time right here in lieu of rates and reviews. And it happened today. We do accept shots of Hennessy, all right? Shout out to Car Guy DJ, a.k.a. James Logbo, a.k.a. I'm getting money. You know what I'm saying? The Conways will start the trend. Shout out to everybody who kept the trend going. Shout out to the bottle Hennessy we got today.
Marissa over there.
Marissa over there brought the hand.
5 years.
And
she said you've been listening for 5 years.
Listening, that's crazy. And look, she's here. She's in the studio chilling, doing her work. You could come through and chill while we record an episode.
Yeah, you bring a bottle.
But you gotta bring a bottle of Hennessy. Right? Don't come with open arms. That's not good.
No, we want to feel the love in our bellies.
I'm much more friendly after Hennessy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a better guy. I'm funnier. I'm just a bunch of shit that I'm better at after Hennessy. And we always give you ample opportunity to bring us Hennessy and chill with us, all right? Our next op is going to be March 21st down at Arcade Comedy Theater as a part of the Burning Bridges Comedy Festival. You know what I'm saying? We got the homie Tim Ross headlining. You know what I'm saying? If you ever seen Tim Ross, funny as shit, great beard, swing for the fences on iTunes and all, streaming platforms.
And it's crazy. You know what I mean? He recorded that down in
we bring things full circle.
Yeah,
we got Trub down there on
Trub will be down there. Three Rivers Underground Brewing. If you're trying to get into the brew game, we got a little couple things that you're thinking about. These are the folks that'll get you there. Like a lot of the brewers that come through on this episode, on this podcast. They go through a home brewing club. That's how they get their sea legs. So, come through. They're going to be serving some beer, part of their residency, 3 months. It'll be the next to the last one. They're going to be giving you free craft beer, and it's always BYOB as well.
And ampersand
so
in
maybe
addition
you
to.
maybe you want a little bit of Link, a little bit of Henny or something like that, a little bit of wine or whatever. Whatever you into, you can bring that. We bring some things and we keep it moving. That's arcadecomedytheater.com, and then they'll be finishing out their residency at Comptra Theater March 28th.
March 28th.
So come through, see them yet again, pouring their wares. I was just out at an event that they were doing yesterday over at Spirit. Yeah, man. Some really good beers, some really good sours, stouts. And you ask, and you go, why aren't you making this professionally? They're like, listen, man, I like my day job.
It's crazy because this stuff is really good. But I think there's something to still having, like, there's something to having something be a choice. There's something that can add to, like, this. I do this. I invest. This is all about what I want to come of it, as opposed to I got to deal with supply chain and all that other shit.
Man, if you don't like it, fuck them. Fuck it. Fuck you. I made enough that I can drink, and I'm gonna enjoy all this shit.
Also, there's the freedom of that.
Yeah,
I don't need you to like this shit. I like this shit.
I like that shit.
And it ain't going sour. Drinking nigga as slow as I want. That motherfucker just in the basement for years. Bring this shit on special occasions. You don't have any, so fuck you.
Truth.
And then, after that, we always got to plug because it's about that time.
Yeah, man. August 8th, 2020. Allentown. 15210, man. We've been in this basement for 5 years now. We bring in the freshest block party in America, man. 20 plus live artists, 30 plus musicians. We got 150 vendors, 80 breweries, 30 black breweries coming through, 50 collaborations, 9 stages. There's a free portion and a paid portion, man. It's so jam packed.
Is better.
So jam packed. Oh yeah, that listen, man. I mean, we gonna have a couple of stages for the folks. You know what I mean, when you coming into a community, you know what I mean, like, and you especially with some of the traffic and whatnot that's coming through, everybody's like, yo, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
I mean, you might as well give the people.
You gotta just to tip someone.
Exactly. I mean, you got to give the people something. You know what I mean, to enjoy themselves. So there's that. But the action, man, it's gonna be packed. 5,000 people coming through to Allentown, PA, Allentown, Pittsburgh, PA. I mean, we announced
Yeah, you got to make that distinction.
Yeah, it's like Allentown. Like, what is they doing in Allentown? It's like, no, not that Allentown. I mean, we up there, Mount Oliver, South Side, Mount Washington, around that area. But come
210.
through. Yeah, I mean, that 210, man, come through. It's a lot of people, a lot of love. Shout out to all the folks listening now who have already bought tickets. That early love, man, that helps us get through. So we appreciate that. And yeah, man, we looking forward to seeing y'all and all the people's there. August 8th at freshfestbeerfest.com. And make sure you get, we artists, collaborators, brewers, vendors, applications are open until March 31st.
You want to be a part of it? Get your shit in.
Get your applications in, man.
Be a part of history.
We pay artists.
Be a part of history.
Yeah,
man.
we pay artists to do this, man. So get your application in so we could, maybe we don't know. Maybe we don't know. Put the application in and we'll find out. I mean, put some money in your pocket.
Yeah, man, like we've been up in the 210 for a while doing our thing, and it's just great to see it come full circle. We're familiar with these parts, and I haven't had many a beer on the sidewalk up here, so I'm going to change that. I have several of them things.
We've been in the basement too long.
We've been hiding in the basement up in this joint. I want the people to know. I want everybody to see what we do up here, man. So make sure if you're trying to be a part of it as a collaborator or whatever, get your application in. Make sure you get your tickets. It's gonna be a great time, man. Come be a part of history. We're trying to move the envelope, and we have that leads us to our guest who's been pushing the envelope. We're very happy to have him here, even though we're gonna be honest, we were surprised, to say the least, by his presence. But we're very happy to have him here. We got Nate Kresge, owner, founder of Port in Pennsylvania and GK Visual in the building. Say what up to the people.
How's it going?
Very quick, concise, to the point.
So I'm behind the camera instead of in front of the camera.
Yeah, you got this might be our first guest that has a tripod set up.
Yeah, like he came through, was like, listen, like I'm gonna flip this shit on you.
Wait, Buzzy waved his head and said no. Buzzy wanted us to know that on his episode he also took the photographs.
Camera guys like to be recognized.
Well, you gotta. I mean, you make the shit look great.
Man, shit, it took us 200 some episodes to get Buzzy on camera.
We've been trying to get Buzzy to be on the microphone.
He's got a face for radio, right? Is that how that works?
I guess, man. I mean, dude, is like we need that third chair in here. You know what I mean, the fact checker.
Yeah, sometimes we just be saying some bullshit.
Nah.
But I mean, you could be our third chair because you're very knowledgeable.
I guess so. I gotta play the part anyway for what we're doing. That's for sure.
So I mean, I guess tell us how you got into visuals and beer and like what came first.
Yeah, so we're a video production company in Harrisburg, and we produce all kinds of stuff, commercials, web videos, that sort of thing. And every time we're on the road, we're always trying to find what's local, what's the local beer, what's the local food, and that would always lead us to, especially if there's a brewery in town, we'd do our shoot all day and then we'd end up at the brewery that evening and just hang out. And this just became a thing. And, why don't we do a film about this? So we started off by doing a film just about beer in the Harrisburg area. We called that Brewed in the Berg, no H at the end of that Berg, just
yeah. There's no H.
The smaller Berg.
And at the end of that Berg, please let it be known. Hey, please let it be known. It's
that
offensive.
Well, okay, I was going to say, is that a point of pride for Pittsburgh?
Some people will say the
That
Berg, and
additional
and they'll
H.
drop the H, and it's a little,
So is Pittsburgh the Berg?
You heard that H, right?
It's a hard G.
Yeah, no H after. So we did that, and we launched that, and every since we did that, we're like, man, we got to do a statewide version of this. So 2017, I guess, we hit the road and traveled the entire state, hit breweries from everything from Yingling to startups, and crisscrossed the state. Came out with a 90-minute documentary and put that out on it's on Amazon now. So it's Poured in Pennsylvania on Amazon.
get that fire stick.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, most people have fire sticks in their home, so they have access to it illegally.
Yeah.
Just go watch it.
Grab a beer and sit down. Yep.
So can you what is Harrisburg like? Because I've never been in Harrisburg. I've never I've driven and seen it on the sign saying how far I am from it. It always seems extremely far, but it's like it's the state capital, and I did never go to Harrisburg.
I mean it's a city that's a small town, if that makes sense. So
Okay.
you have plenty of places to eat and things to do, but everybody knows each other, kind of a thing. Like you walk to the bar,
Sounds
you're gonna know
ripe
your
for
people,
breweries,
right?
then.
Yeah, and so in town, I hope I don't get this wrong. Right now we have 3 breweries. Trogs used to be in town, but they moved to Hershey. So we have Appalachian Brewing, Millworks, which you have some beer here from Millworks, and 0 Day, all in town. And then a lot of bars that love great beer and Pennsylvania beer.
So it sounds like Pittsburgh, but
Yeah, on a
I've
smaller
just
scale.
never been there. I've never been to. I don't know if you've ever just hung out in Harrisburg. I've never.
Yeah, no, I was been down to, so there's Pizza Boys around in
that's
that
outside
area,
of town a
like a
little
little outside of town or whatever.
Yep.
And then 0 Day went down
Zero Day
there
with
as well.
Brandon. Shout out to
Yeah,
Brandon.
shout out to Brandon, which was crazy.
Who's sitting on the
Like,
couch?
Yeah, he was barely sitting on the couch right now. So being out in because Trogs is out there, so like you can come through, and then Pizza Boy, and then like throughout there, and then but that's really about it. There's a Philly cheesesteak dude that's out there that looks like it might be the only fucking place that you can get.
Yeah, there's a couple good Philly cheesesteak places in town, but still not Philly, I guess.
That's
It's not Philly.
I don't want
which
to
is
let anybody
kinda-
write me and saying, well, that's not Philly.
It's kind of crazy, like how like you can't get Philly cheesesteak outside of Philly. Like y'all like right there too.
There's a couple good ones.
But
I don't
they
know where
ain't
you
Philly,
went, but it's good enough cheesesteak you can call it whatever you want. It's still a good cheesesteak.
Still,
Yeah, I don't think you can call it whatever you want. You
right.
should call it a cheesesteak. It should
There's
not
no
be
Philadelphia
Yeah, don't
to
call
it.
it. Just call it a
if
cheesesteak.
a Philadelphia was in here, they would definitely contest that. Like, nah,
Just call it a cheesesteak. Just what's a
nah,
steak?
that ain't the right John,
It's
man.
a steak and cheese. You know what I mean?
Steak and
So like, how does
we have the Harris family guys too opening up? I want to mention them too.
Harris Family Brewing. Yeah,
They'll be in Harrisburg too once they
I
get
would forget
open.
about that.
Yeah.
So like how does that come to be? I mean, like a project like that, like ratting around and then selling it to Amazon. Like, how do you even know that that's a thing that Amazon's in the market for? Like,
Yeah.
is it something that you got to like shop around and then like, how does that process work?
So as a team, that's always kind of been a passion of ours is documentary storytelling, and that's a lot of what our projects are kind of formed that way, kind of that documentary style. So when it came to the beer, it was a passion. It was easy for us to tell that story, and we knew a lot of the key players already. Getting it on Amazon, the beauty of Amazon, a lot of people don't know this. You can self-publish, so you meet certain parameters. You can put that up there yourselves. And we did work with a firm to get the film up there this time. But what we're going to be working on now is a series. Not to get ahead of myself, but we'll put that all up on Amazon as well.
So what are these parameters? Like, what are they?
Be honest, I don't know them all off the top of my head.
Did you deal with the
yeah,
firm?
but
Yeah.
you gotta have your subtitles and closed captioning and that kind of stuff. And
You got to come to them with the finished product. And it's
Exactly.
gotta.
yeah,
I guess it's got to.
you gotta show that you own the rights to all your music. You gotta show that people in your film actually said they want to be in your film, kind of thing.
Yeah, all the due diligence.
Yeah, legal stuff.
Consent.
It's wild.
Consent's everywhere.
Consent is everywhere.
Because Kat, she like with my fiance, she self-publishes. She uses Amazon as well.
Okay, yeah.
And it's like, I mean, she does pretty well, like through that. But there's a lot of like formatting and shit like that. That that she has to go through in order to get it.
Yeah, you're not gonna shoot something on your cell phone and then just shoot it over to Amazon and then expect somebody to sit there and watch it on their Fire Stick. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, is that like so? How is it creating content? Like monetizing content in this era with so much of it just being like YouTube's and
that's just it.
TikToks.
Like, you're not going to get rich
or
doing this or anything like that. I mean, it's kind of like that whole thing with Spotify and musicians, right? Mm. So like, you listen to a song, and like a percentage of a penny ends up going to the artist, kind of a thing. Yeah. Same kind of thing with Amazon. It's they track it by how many minutes people watch, and then it's a percentage of that and percentage of that, so
it's not by views, it's by viewing time.
Exactly right. Yeah.
So that adds an extra, because when you say like you're not going to get rich, whatever, right? No, we have seen examples of people get a good bit of money.
Yeah, sure.
Wealthy,
yeah.
But it's they're searching more for the viral content.
Yeah.
Whereas you have a bit more of what I would call integrity in what you're doing.
So I appreciate
and
that.
Things that have a certain measure of integrity they're not gonna be viral moments. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be something that everyone latches on, like, yeah, did you see that? Did you see that? It's more focused. It's the demographic is an industry of sorts, people who are interested in or trying to learn. So now viewing time, does that help with them looking at viewing time? Does that help you monetarily? Because if I'm in the beer and I turn on, your documentary, I'm obviously going to be invested, so I'm going to watch it longer as opposed to I just clicked and
I mean, it's just like any movie. Like as soon as you turn it on, especially if you didn't pay for it, you're like, does this suck? You stop watching that before you get 10 minutes into it, right? And you're trying to find something else to watch. So I think that says something too, right? Like that we can put out a film that people will stick to the end and watch the whole way through versus, well, here's just another movie about a bunch of guys drinking beer.
How do you make it not suck though?
Well, I think part of our thing wasn't necessarily so much the beer; it was about the stories behind the beer. So, what did it take to open up your own brewery? What kind of sacrifice did you and your spouse make? Or, some of these people talk about like just being able to revitalize a town. That there was nothing on the main street until they moved in, and now there's a flourishing landscape there of businesses opening and doing well. And that's happening all over the state. It's happening all over the country. It's not like this is a completely new story here in Pennsylvania, but it's kind of swept across the whole country too.
Yeah, I mean that's that's all well, but like what is your favorite episodes so far? Like, I mean,
so we did the film, and I think there's something close to like 70 breweries represented in that film. I think we're creeping up on 400 breweries in the state. So it's funny when people ask me like, why wasn't this brewery in the film? Like, there's 400 breweries. Nobody's going to sit there and watch 400 breweries. But so what we're doing is doing this series, continuing where the film kind of left off and telling more stories of more breweries in the state, and not necessarily like you walk in and be like, all right, here's what we have on tap. Here's, the brewer, blah, blah, blah. This is more stories behind that. So, say two breweries hook up and do a cool collaboration to raise money for some charity or something like that. That's a great story. We're doing a big thing on Fresh Fest. That'll be a whole episode. But a lot of these episodes will be multiple stories within one episode. So you'll be kind of call it like a video magazine kind of thing where we'll pop around to different stories, still be the same format as the film where it's just these people telling their own stories. Not necessarily a host in that, but the host will kind of like tie everything together.
So are you choosing it like, I guess when you choose an episode or you put an episode together, are you looking like regionally or like, I guess
it's more like what stories go together. So you have Aurochs out here that does like the gluten-free beers. Yeah. There's a place in Harrisburg that does all vegan beers. And so that they'll kind of fit in an episode too, just a interesting
Vegan
take.
beers.
Yeah. So
The fuck is
no
vegan?
lactose in your beer.
Well, yeah, I mean, but there's most beers don't have lactose.
Yeah, but there's you'd be surprised how many different ingredients end up sneaking their way into beers that would.
Have
Now it's a
some-
vegan
No,
restaurant,
they in
so
there. They ain't sneaking. They in there. They right there. They
just
there.
even the process sometimes. But, even wine, people know that a lot of wine is filtered through egg.
Wait, what?
They use egg to filter wine.
I don't understand what
didn't
you're
know
saying
that.
right
So-
now.
So the egg will clump. Now this is kind of an old style of doing things, but some places still do this, where the egg will grab the impurities out of the wine and filter the wine.
I don't know what you mean. So they just like
So
drop.
you pour the wine on the egg and it bubbles up.
You mean like
I'm not a
eggshells?
winemaker. No, I think it's actually. I
They
think it's
open some
actually-
eggs up.
Yeah, I believe so.
And they just drop it into the
Somebody's
wine?
going to fact check me on this and kill me, but
we're not
the
mad
eggs
at
are
you at
used
all.
in the process of filtering wine, and so little things like that you don't think about it being a completely vegan product.
See, and we were having a discussion on diets earlier off the mic. These new diets, I'm like, man, when did diets start? That's what I want to know. Like, when did motherfuckers what was the first diet? Because niggas was
the
Who
motherfuckers
had the
was-
luxury to be like, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
on
like,
a
I'm
specific
eating
diet?
this. I'm done with,
like,
come on,
who questioned the food that they were eating? Was
Yeah, like, when did this
should I be
begin?
eating this? Like,
on,
like
man.
when did life get to the should I?
These diets are getting ridiculous. Look, the gluten phase or that fad has been out for a few years now. Like, really big. I still don't know what gluten is.
Well, I mean, like I understand gluten because, like, I mean, like it'll fuck your day up. You see what I'm saying? Like that's more of a and more of a medical type thing. But you talk about these Atkins and the meat dips and they got the paleos and there's a lot of shit. I'm more of a again I'm a beer fried food
Beer and
kinda
bacon
guy.
guy.
you look like healthy.
But again, you can't look at this outside appearance and assume health. You see what I'm saying? My heart
Yeah, you
beat
can.
different. You see
Well,
what I'm
let me
saying?
tell you
Well, there's a lot of beer drinkers you look at. It looks like baby drink beer.
Yeah, my heart
say
beat
their heart
different.
is good.
My heart beat different.
I can't
out
look
here,
at
you
nobody and
see
say
what
your heart.
Yeah,
Your heart looks strong as shit.
I get a little creeped out.
He do got a thick ass sweater on, so it feel you know what I mean, like you got like weighted clothes on. I feel like you work out just by like walking around.
Walk
and
around in
shit.
my clothes.
Yeah, I mean,
I just feel
like on some
like
Goku shit. Yeah, I mean,
I feel like you don't overindulge
That just hides
in
the-
anything.
the
You
beer
should be
drinking.
aight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you have an allergy or an extreme allergy of sorts, okay, fine. But otherwise, if you just don't overindulge,
yeah, I
Seem
can't
cool.
see. I don't
Moderation
know.
all around.
Yeah, I don't see moderation ain't really my. I don't know, man. Like so, I like.
all right, so you just throwing caution to the wind, and you can do
a lot
that
of
though.
fried food and beer,
But you can
that's
do that,
cool because at the end of it, it's not going to be like a surprise. It's
Is
not
it
gonna be like,
consistent, though?
It's consistent.
Your body
It's
adapts.
Like a heart
Somebody-
attack comes
because
on.
the
You're like,
human
I was expecting that.
Because as crazy as the human body is,
I knew that was
What did
coming.
he? What is it? How, was that a heart? Yeah, that
but as crazy as the human body is, like if you're consistent in a bad diet, I feel like you'll be all right.
it adjusts.
You know what I'm saying? If you're shit like, come on, man.
I see a lot of these 500-pound motherfuckers on TV, and I just
But they
don't
eat
feel
everything.
like that's the.
They eat everything. Like if you watch my 600
They do
pound
all
life,
the diets.
Yeah, if you watch my 600
seafood one will
pound
finally
life,
stick.
They were like, yo,
got
I'm on all the
fried
diets.
foods. They got desserts. They got
I'm on that
dairy,
one, too.
They got beer. They got all the shit. No exercise.
I'm on the no carbs and carbs.
I'm
diet.
on the no sit ups. I'm on the no
I'm
walking
on the all
steps.
meat, all carb, all fat.
all the food in my face. The seafood, I see it. I eat
I
it.
don't even tie my own shoes. That's the diet I'm on. Like that shit is crazy. Yo, I feel like you can't talk bad about them. Though, so I'ma just chill.
I do not tie my shoes. I tie
Those
my
are
shoes.
nice
in
Velcro shoes you have on today.
Well, I mean, they're tied once, and then I just slip them on. I tie them in a way that like they're on. Yeah, I mean, like actually,
Yeah, I don't tie my sneakers. Like my sneakers are never tied, but I tie my
could
dress shoes every
learn a
day.
thing or two
so
from you
that's-
guys. Yeah.
No, the dress
That's
shoes.
like
Yeah,
that.
no, the dress shoe. Everything I tucked them. Well, no, there's a couple of pair today.
Yeah, I tie the dress shoes.
There's a couple pairs.
It's something about tying the dress shoe and make it feel like you finished the fit.
Yeah.
You got to tie it to finish it because when you pull that dress shoe tie, you pull it tight like
Yeah.
I'm spiffy. You head out spiffy as shit. But sneakers, nah, I ain't tired of sneaker in a while. Like fuck that.
Yeah, no,
Unless it's Air
it takes
Maxes
away
sometimes.
the purpose of a sneaker is to be comfortable.
Comfortable.
Like if I'm all hunched the
Swaggy
fuck
a little
over,
bit,
you know,
yeah.
Well,
I'm
they
on
not
my
have
swaggy.
bend down and tie that every like
Yeah,
5
every
seconds.
I'm
time.
not. First of all, the sneakers you wear for your regular life, you ain't doing nothing physical in them. Like I'm not running around in my J's.
No.
I got a pair. I got some sneakers I work out in. I had some sneakers I hooped in when I used to hoop. Now I'm an old dude, so I don't hoop anymore.
I did buy my first pair of J's for the festival, and I worked in them motherfuckers that and I didn't realize I used to talk a lot of shit on Jay, like, why you spend all that money on
How
J's?
many J's have seen a basketball court?
I've actually but
Most of them haven't.
them motherfuckers are comfortable.
Most of them
That's like
haven't.
off-road
Shit, they
vehicles,
got
right? Like they never
the ankle
see
support
what
on the
they're used for.
motherfuckers, and like you could hit cuts, and like your foot don't it suctions.
Oh,
Like,
you
when
had-
my foot goes into that motherfucker, it and it's in there, and man, you could do whatever the fuck you want in that
Yeah.
shoe, man.
Yeah, I wear a lot of ones.
Mm.
These shits is like they basically Nike Converses. That's what ones are. They don't.
They ain't got none of
They
that.
ain't got much support, fam.
They look good.
It ain't a lot of pad in these ones. Like these ones, they come out, they look nice. They like a classic ass style. They come out with good colors and shit like that. But I cannot understand how he ever hooped in these professionally. This motherfucker hooped for millions in these. How did you do that?
Yeah, nah. The ones I got are like 6-ish. So
That's when they started to realize
the
that he
technology-
was valuable. And it's like, we have to keep this motherfucker's ankles intact.
I think it's true.
But nobody talks about how after Jordan number like 12, them shits just got real terrible.
Yeah, they're a little weird.
Just got real
Well, they knew
terrible.
nobody was using them for any purposes other than wearing them, right?
Well, look, man, these always have Jordan athletes, but they Jordans be whack. The Chris Pauls, when they came out with them Argyle Jordans, I'm like, Christopher,
Yeah,
who okayed this?
Yeah.
Argyle? Argyle? And then Russell Westbrook with his shits.
I actually got a pair of little like these snakeskin Russell Westbrook dips, man. They actually kind of like
the why not Jones.
like I don't know what the hell they call. I got
So
them
they real
has the
snakeskin?
Why not stutter.
like why they look like
look
some
it.
kind of snakeskinish
Yeah.
kind of like, but
You
they
look-
like
you the type.
they look subtle enough that like it's like and it's not over
You
the
hear what
top.
this motherfucker
Like,
just said? He got snakeskin Jordans. Talking
Subtle.
about they subtle. Get the fuck out of here.
ain't like a subtle snake.
It's a subtle snake. It's
like-
it ain't a rattlesnake. it's a garden snake. He got some garden.
That'll sneak up on you.
It's a city snake.
You won't spot them across the street.
He got a city snake. This type you can find in a community garden.
You're not scared of this.
Yeah, you can find it in a community
Nothing
garden.
threatening there.
But it's not venomous.
It ain't no hiss. It's more of a worm,
Yo,
really.
that might be the title of the sneakers. No hits. So I got cracked because you brought some shit all the way from Harrisburg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tell us about this.
So Millworks is a really cool venue there in Harrisburg. It's a restaurant first, but then they have a brewery in it. And then what they did, they bought this old mill working building and rehabbed it, and they put in artist studios the whole way around. So you can go there, have dinner, you can walk around, you can check out the artist studios. Somebody's always doing something there. And then Jeff the brewer there, I'm a big fan of everything he does. He just does really clean beers and just knocks it out of the park every time, I think.
No hiss on his beers.
No hiss. It's subtle.
No, this chocolate cherry stout, man.
Yeah, I
like,
haven't
it
actually had that
is
yet.
Really, it is phenomenal because the cherry on it isn't like crazy in your face. You know what I mean, it's more of a on the back end, like, oh hey, I'm here. I'm just on the ride. I'm just here for the ride. It's not driving the affair. Clean.
Yeah, I'm drinking a Dipper, and that joint is clean. It's 8.5. So
Yeah,
it's
I know
below
they
the
have to warn
threshold
you after
of
9, right?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
the rule?
below the threshold. You've been listening.
I listened to a
I
couple
was gonna
episodes
say it's
here and
below the threshold of warning.
Take my test.
It's below, but it's clean as shit. Like
That's the
smooth.
curveball. Yeah, I mean, because it's below the warning, but it's right, but like it's just sneaking past.
And you
like,
might feel inclined to just keep throwing them back because it's, you know what I'm saying? So you might have to be like, hey, fam. After the second one, you got to let your mans know. Like, yo,
listen,
say that.
I see you reaching again.
Yeah, say that. Before you reach, let's have a glass
Just
of
below
water.
9.
Truth, man.
But hearing about their facility, I really just like to hear like the different type of spaces that they're doing breweries in and just what they're doing with it. Because it's just, I think one of the things that's so attractive about breweries for me is there's no formula for the setup, right? Like it could be anything. If somebody can find any space as long as they can get their equipment in and produce and then set up a spot to sell or whatever with the tap. Like you can, art studio, you got art, you got all types of shit, old construction building. Like it's crazy to just hear like the different spots that these brewers are finding, being like, oh, you know what? I see a brewery here. Like you can't just do that with just a restaurant. You know what I mean? Because with seating and all that and service and how you got to get to, you can't do that. But with the brewery, it's like it's just malleable and all, like they can change any space into it. It's pretty dope.
It's interesting for him too, brewing there, because a lot of people come there for the restaurant, right? So the beer is kind of the afterthought for them. So he's got to brew for people both that are big beer nerds, but also people that don't, care too much about beer. Then. So it got to be clean. But then he'll get weird questions like, he had somebody send back an IPA one day and said, "This isn't an IPA. It's not hazy. I can see myself through it," and. It's like
that's a bold motherfucker right there.
He sent it back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, listen.
Like, well, this is just this is
a
clean IPA.
They call it hazy means that it could not be hazy. I'm just thinking practically,
Excuse
right?
me, sir. This isn't my first IPA. All right.
Yo, he was probably real dick-headish about it too.
So you get all types set up like that.
He was probably such a jerk about it.
I've had my fair share of IPAs.
This is at least I would know. Third IPA.
Yeah, I think I would know.
Yo, he probably walked up like, "Let me, buddy, come here, buddy." Yo, when they feel like about to tell you something, they call you.
He looked at him through the glass. Like,
notice anything?
What do you see? What do you see? See that wall there? You see my fingers? You know what that means? It's not a good IPA. It's not an IPA. Yo, when a motherfucker said, "Come here, buddy," if a motherfucker tell you, he's not about to say nothing positive.
Yeah, speak to your manager.
He's returned several plates. He's returned everything. He's returned a little bit of everything.
That motherfucker's eating a lot of spit. Yeah.
That is one of my fears.
Yeah. That's why I don't take. I mean, listen, man.
Have you ever sent anything back?
You really gotta gotta fuck it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you really gotta.
That's when you order something completely different.
It's gotta be
like it's gotta be something completely different or like just so inedible that like, I'm like, I can't, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever sent anything back that didn't meet my preference. Because then the person cooking it could be like, I'm being a dickhead. If I send something back, it's always like, you could look at it and be like, hey, come on, fam.
Yeah. Like, this ain't steak.
You kind of, when you send it back and like put them on it, like they know they the jerk. Like, I shouldn't have sent that out there. It's one of them things they sent out there hoping it would fly. It's like when you try to walk that jack early.
Yeah. It's usually like you get some free shit afterwards. Listen, man, I'm going to comp this drink here. You know what I mean?
Worst thing that ever happened to me.
This is, yeah.
I had a burger at this place, and the chef came. I knew the chef. He came out afterwards. He's like, "How was it?" I said, "Well, I had ordered it medium rare. Came out well done." And he was not happy. So
see now
he let me sit. I had a staff, so I'm sitting there. I'm still having drinks, and the kitchen had closed. The guys from the kitchen, find their way back to the bar, and they're sitting there having drinks. And they sit there and they start bitching about how chef came and made them cook like 5 burgers until they got it right. And the bartender looks at him and goes, "Well, this guy's sitting down here is the reason you had to do that." You gotta be kidding me! Right in front of me.
Yeah, he lost all his tip. You're not getting a dollar off me.
So that was the last time I went there.
Yeah, true.
You're not getting a dollar off me for a tip. Brother, what is wrong with you?
God damn.
That's what?
No, but no. If you serve me if you serve me a well done steak, I will send that shit. Now, like I eat medium rare. If it's medium well, I'm a bear through it. I'm not gonna well done it. No,
You have to sit there and chew it for an hour.
If it's well done, I'm not. Look, listen, man. I'm sorry, but
See, I always order medium well because I feel like restaurants skew to the lighter side of cooking, so I'll go medium well just to make sure it's cooked.
To get the
I never want it like burnt. Like to say medium rare and they burn that motherfucker. Like, yeah, that's what you want me to say. I didn't even be disrespectful when I said you came and asked me. You would have never known.
Yeah.
You asked me. What you mad about? And then the fact that you made your staff cook your shit, I ain't got nothing to do with that.
I mean, they
was
could
my
have at
fault.
least given you the burgers that
It
they
wasn't
were
my
like,
steak.
testing.
Well, that's true, too,
that
right?
could-
Yeah.
I mean, that could have been.
No, they gave.
I
it to
just
him
couldn't believe the
solely in form of
bartender. Like,
guilt.
she threw me out, threw me under the bus like that. And I'm like, listen, I
Had you
wasn't trying to
closed your
start-
tab with her already?
I don't remember.
She might not have liked the tip. You left
Yeah,
and
I
was like,
don't remember.
fuck this guy.
This
I just wanted to get
motherfucker.
out of there.
This motherfucker here, yo.
This guy,
This the dude. Look, this the motherfucker right here that ordered the steak.
Mr.
It's my
Thermometer.
fault.
What you say? You should be like, well, cook your shit right the first time, then walk out. Get it right the first time, and I'm coming back with the film crew.
Yeah, there you go. That's our next documentary.
What is your favorite style, and what are some of the trends that you are noticing as you're going around? Like, because I mean, I gotta imagine you get to see some of it from the ground, like
Sure,
level.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of consumers just get what's kind of like after. You know what I mean? Like, kind of. I mean, like it becomes a thing. It catches on. Whereas, like, you get to sit with folks and then watch it become a thing. You know what I mean, so what are some of the trends and?
For me, like my favorites are these big, heavy stouts that are barrel aged, and this is the time of year for them. But trends, though,
Barrel is life.
I'll tell you, these trends are weird. Now it's getting to like these low ABVs and these things without any, well, seltzer. I mean, seltzer's huge now. So like
Hard water.
every brewery under the sun's now doing a seltzer, and it's so cheap for them to do too. And they can, brew it for, less than half of
sugar
what
water.
beer costs, and they sell. They're going crazy. And I don't know if it's a new fad. We're talking about diets. I mean, I guess that's the new fad is trying to low carb, low calorie alcohol.
I just feel like as things get more popular and people now find it to be the spot to go to, it to be the happening spot, you now are opening yourself to so much more as far as like different clientele, what they're into, what they're, we talked about diets, what they try to look at, what they restrict, what their palates are. Then all of a sudden that menu opens a lot more. Like Day always talks about going back to its origin with the lagers and the pilsners. It kind of went back to that where, all right, people were seeking out all this different shit because it was craft, but then I was like, all right, it's people who like beer
Yeah,
because
that's a
they
good point.
found out that this is the place to go get beer.
Sure.
And now they're bringing their friends along who may not be into beer. And, like White Claw is a thing. Like, I don't know why, but, people are committed to it. So
I mean, I think
might try to find the White Claw of the brewery type shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying?
happening.
I think that it has a place. It's the same as like it's spritzers and shit like that have always been around. You know what I mean? It's not like you're stealing motherfucking double IPA fans away with hard seltzers.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I mean, you're just offering another
That's a good
item.
point. You're bringing a new audience into your brewery.
yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's-
They in the spot now. Like,
Yeah,
you gotta give them something.
I was out at this conference out Brewbound or whatever, and like they had this, there's one gentleman, near the end, like, and it's wild because they're talking about all these different trends and like the, better for you options and the low ABVs and the waters and all this, and everybody's losing their shit about the hard waters. They're like, oh my god, everybody. What does that mean about us? And like, what are we going to do? And you could tell there's like this fervor, but like. When he broke it down, he was like, look, man, the average American, 2.5 gallons of alcohol a year. Yeah. I mean, that's what you, 2.5. Now how you consume that 2.5 gallons is, it varies.
Above
Some of the
average.
percentages in wines, percentages
above
and and whatever. And he's like, if you look at these trends, while hard water, like, that shit, like hard water sales are like going crazy. You still are not seeing it any different from the amount of beer that's being sold versus the amount of wine that's being sold versus the amount of like these other, beverages or whatever. It's still the same thing. It's just cannibalizing the other shit. You know what I mean? So like,
I'm with you.
You might have less like, Smirnoff ices, I mean, circulating and shit like that. I mean, but like IPAs aren't gonna.
I think,
Right.
the only people you're picking off there are like the light beer drinkers, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
craft beer is not necessarily in that arena anyway. So I don't think there's much to be worried about with that. But you might lose a couple of Coors Light fans here and there to seltzer. All right, well,
they're getting a superior product.
There
you go.
Like instead of it, you're getting water. At least it's calling it water. We just had this conversation about foods calling themselves things that they aren't. You know what I mean? And like Coors Light has been calling itself beer. You know what I mean? At least it's honest. At least hard water is honest about what it is. You know what I mean? It's water.
Yeah, I mean, and again, as you open yourself to a larger audience, you do have to acquiesce to a certain extent. Like you can't, you're not gonna go play some of these larger venues and be this risque comedian. Like, nah, some of them they not gonna book you. Like, they don't know who the fuck coming through. Like, we did first night a couple times. Like, you're not gonna go to first night and just be saying all types of raunchy, racist jokes. Nah, you don't fit this here. And so as the breweries, they expand, they become, it may be in the future that become the primary like spot for entertainment and shit like that. Because again, the venues are so diverse and they're in every neighborhood. Like, you ain't you could go to a fucking brewery and you got the food, you got the beverage, but you also got your local band coming through regularly, or you got your DJ, or it's no telling what you're gonna have. So you're gonna
you make a good point. It's like one more tool to bring in a new audience into a brewery, right? And isn't that the goal, to widen your audience as opposed to narrowing down on who's going to walk through your doors? I mean, you want to cater
to as many as we can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is pastry water. I saw somebody had like a pastry water,
Wow.
and I'm like, listen, man.
All right, now people just making shit up.
I don't know. If listen, I'm a flavor dude, right? You know what I mean? And I'm not like one of these like hard like loyalists, like, oh yeah, like beer or like whatever, man. If the shit tastes good, I'm gonna fucks with it. I mean, now
I respect that.
I had some this like rose. It was like a rosé hard water or whatever. Wasn't a fan. It was sweet. Tasted like almost like a Smirnoff. You know what I mean, or whatever. Like,
There's time for everything, right?
I wasn't a fan, but but if a pastry, like this shit tastes like, coconut and bananas and chocolate, and if it got a nice mouthfeel, I might fucks with it. I don't know.
Listen,
the
man,
jury is out.
We gotta stop being bougie about shit. All right, a lot of us have drank Coke 45.
Yeah,
I used to drink on the regular Old English 40 ounces. It was like a night. You know what I mean? I used to have people come through. We would just drink 40 ounces of Old E. And whatever happened, and that was a thing.
And you probably have a lot of great stories from those times.
I have a
too,
ton
right?
of great stories from. Actually, it was funny. They just on Facebook. They put out the whole post, and this may not, be anything you need, but like the Snowmageddon, they were talking about it's the 10-year anniversary. Yeah, a lot of 40 ounces were consumed in my life during that Snowmageddon. Like, great story. So it's a time and place for everything. Fuck it. Let people do what they do, man. Like, it ain't hurt nobody. Like,
are you seeing like, more of, because like, like what you said, like, making it an environment or whatever, like, are you seeing those stories popping up more often about like, how it's more than just the beer?
Oh yeah, for sure. Some of our stories are just even like how breweries are like using their spaces when they're not open for kids. Like have kids come in and do art projects during the day.
See, they wasn't doing art projects at the bar like where when I was a kid.
Is that legal? Is that within code?
Yeah, right.
You got to tape off the bar.
Here's a space that's just sitting there. They're not being used, and they're like, all right, we'll bring kids in during the day and have them do macaroni necklaces or whatever, and then. There's another use for their space.
The most fun part of the fucking bar when I was a kid was the cigarette machine. Like I was just like pulling the
pull the
little
knobs,
thing
Yo,
and just like
cigarette machine.
Damn, he just pulling the knob and shit.
Dated. Auntie used to just send us down to the corner store with the stamps. With the color money. You go with the color money. And you go with the color money, and the incentive was he gonna give you 75 cents on the food stamp dollar for non-food stamp items. You can get the rest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had your honey bun and your juice to go.
I'd never spent color money with other kids. Like I had to wait till like a motherfucker was like, all right, let me go ahead and get this color money.
All the kids.
We didn't realize we didn't realize
regular currency in
until
that
way
area.
too late that everybody had food stamps. Like It was like
He was all look. If and you might not know that you was spending food stamps. If they tore the money off of a pad, it was just, what was that perforated? It was perforated dollars.
food coupon.
Yeah, it was stamps. Yeah.
But yeah, so you're seeing like this multi-use space, not just for boozing.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a community space, right? So especially when they open up in a small town where there's not a gathering place or other than local bar, it's bars and churches, right? That's where people gather. Breweries are becoming in that same arena of places for people to come together with trivia nights and open mic nights and whatever. There's always stuff going on.
Polarization is bars and churches. I love that. And church folk being in bars.
That's our history. Yeah, for sure. And yeah, it's crazy too. And I mean, you guys talk a lot about it. Like it's funny we talk about segregation on a Sunday morning. Like that's when we're the most like separated. And you see the same thing, in breweries, right? Like it's taking down those barriers of what's normally considered an audience for craft beer.
Yeah, no, what's crazy is I'll see church folk in a bar, but I've never seen anybody do a trivia night at a church.
There you go.
I ain't in there listening to no concerts or nothing. Like,
I don't know, man. They might have some trivia, some like Jesus trivia, man. My mom,
everybody
my
will fail
mom
that shit.
Pulled out,
no,
there's bingo night.
Pulled out Bibleopoly. Bibleopoly.
Never hanging out.
How'd you do?
Bibleopoly,
Bibleopoly.
Bro, you can't get that right. That Bible thick as fuck.
I'm like, what are you doing?
And the Bible has words like hereunto. It's thick as fuck with all these weird ass words. Like, nah. I've tried. Though it's funny. I've tried to read the Bible on like 5 different occasions. Nope.
Did you get past Genesis?
Nope.
Okay.
That's a real commitment, dog.
That's why they do it in spurts. Like you get 1 or 2 verses a week.
Right, yeah. I can just go, he tell me the verse.
Yeah.
I'm not reading no filler.
He read it to you.
I ain't reading no filler. Like, look. And the crazy thing is, you go to church all year and they be covering, like, they be redoing all the same verses. And they say, what's the rest of this shit? This shit like 7,000.
So I need to know this other stuff.
What's all this other shit we've been talking about?
That's why you got all these half-ass motherfuckers. They don't know the other parts of shit. They
pull out what they like to know. That's for sure.
The convenient part.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, you've been skimming. I can tell you've been skimming.
You didn't read the whole thing.
You did, right?
Every church you go to be skimming, man. They be talking about the same verses, dog. You hear the same verse at a wedding that you hear at a funeral that you hear at a random.
You think the Bible's only like about 10 pages?
True. You hear the hits.
Yeah,
I mean, you hear the
best
hits.
of.
Yeah, you hear the best of. You don't hear the B-sides. You don't hear there's a lot of B-sides.
Covered this shit 3 months ago, fam. This is a whole 750 pages.
The B-sides don't fit on a bumper sticker, though.
Be a bunch of I knew Jesus. That's what the Bible is. Oh, I knew the man. This is my story. Like, you ain't know that motherfucker. Sorry, if our listeners keep listening. Have a beer when you read the Bible. I don't know. Just don't spill it.
I think Jesus had a sense of humor. It's good.
He turned water to wine.
He definitely partied, man.
He
was a hippie. That motherfucker was. Water in the wine, was breaking up big bread and fish and shit like that, man. That motherfucker was in sandals. That motherfucker was a hippie.
Hippies are dope.
They are.
You meet a hippie now, like I don't know if they're retired hippies or.
I mean, like
I don't know if you hippish now.
What age you get to where you have to retire being a hippie?
Like, but you just they just have this. There's a calm about them and an understanding of this is all bullshit. Like for real.
Yeah,
like if you really think about it, a lot of this life shit is all bullshit because you don't know what happens at the end, and you can't. I don't say you can't, but to a large extent, like a lot of shit that's happening now. You just got to surround yourself with individuals that are like, yo, we going to drive what's happening in our area and hopefully it's duplicated among other areas because this shit bigger than Nino Brown, man. Like, this shit crazy right now.
It's a lot of bullshit. I mean, it's all self-importance and what you place value on. You know what I mean? And hippies be like, listen, man, I just don't place a value on a whole lot of shit. So, you know what I mean? Like, there's the vibes and the waves and, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like everybody being cool.
If hippies wore Jordans, they would be much more popular. Like if hippies wore
You don't have to look
Jordans,
at their toes.
a
and
lot.
the feet.
Don't you? I hate looking at a motherfucking toe.
Exactly.
Yo, I did a show last night. It was snowing. Oh no, not last Friday. It was snowing. A dude had on open toe sandals.
Yeah, see, that's
Talked about
aggressive.
this man for about 12 minutes on stage.
That's
What the fuck
aggressive.
is wrong with you, bro?
That's aggressive. That's like
He probably never learned his lesson.
But he
flagrant.
had, you know what's crazy? He had a bottle opener on the bottom of his.
Of course he did.
So he was also cool as fuck.
But why aren't his toes strong enough to open the bottle? Like once
I
you
would
get it
think-
down to your feet,
Yeah, your toenails. Your
won't
toenails
you just kick that shit
open
off?
anything. I don't
like,
know.
you know what I mean, can you just like?
I also
like,
don't know if I would.
Bruce Lee that shit.
I don't know if I would open the bottle with my shoe.
Like that's a weird like how
The last
like,
thing to touch your bottle is whatever your foot just touched.
yeah. I mean, it's just like it's
I'm not with
all
that.
right, you're definitely not going to offer me your shoe to open my bottle. I know
Bro,
that
if
for
you
sure.
slip
You see what
your
I'm
shoe
saying?
off your foot and hold it up, I might slap
You
you.
know what I mean? Like
You
you're not
ever
gonna
in your
offer me.
life try to hand me your shit?
You're not gonna.
Does
offer
anybody
me
ever come in your house and you make them take your shoes off and be like, yo, here, where you want me to put them? Try to hand you their shoes? I be mad as shit. Like, man, if you don't put your fucking shoe over there,
No, you
I walk in your shoes.
Anybody got a bottle opener on their shoe I could use real quick?
Yo,
Oh, you don't? That's weird.
They doing everything with beer. What's the craziest beer product you've seen?
I've never had it. There was a brewery in Philly, Dock Street, that actually did a beer back when what was that zombie show, Walking Dead? They did one with goat brains. They actually had goat brains in the mash, and yeah. So
There were no goats in Walking Dead.
yeah, I don't know why they decided goat
They
brains.
they found a supply chain to goat brains.
Goat
It's like
brain.
I gotta use it somehow.
That's the weirdest one I've come
IPA?
across. I don't.
Yeah,
know.
what
I don't
was
know
the
it
style?
I didn't have
What
it.
is that?
What is the style of goat brain? You know what I mean? Is that a pastry?
It's a farmhouse style.
Oh,
Buzzy, would you drink that?
stout.
Yeah, Buzzy's like figuring it out over
Yeah,
there.
like a
I
goat
don't
brain
know.
stout.
A gout? The gout.
There you go.
The
Gout.
gout.
You
There
got the gout.
You
Goes over well.
God damn, goat brain. That is
There's always weird stuff like that. Like
nope, not goat brain.
Dogfish
Never
had the one where they had everybody chew those leaves and then spit into the pots, and they used that to ferment people's saliva to ferment the beer.
That's
Wait a minute.
pretty fucking gross.
Wait a minute now.
Pretty fucking gross, man.
I
never
guess
heard
there's some
about
like
this. Which beer did that go in?
you see what I'm saying? You can't be eating
You can't do
everybody's
half
food,
the story.
Man.
Which beer did that go
You
in?
gotta check. The
so I wanted to
potluck,
tell you
man.
about this one beer I brought you guys. You guys are drinking right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, like,
Well, I was about to.
that's wild.
You was about to hear.
Like,
Hell no.
no, like I was sitting with Tim Russell over at Maggie's farm, and he was telling me about how like the pots they would with rum, how like I mean in Jamaica they would have the plantations and like you know they had the slaves working them or whatever, and so they would come in and drink the fermented rum, like the fermented cane water or whatever, like you know what I mean, like before it got distilled, and they would get drunk off of that shit or whatever. Like, and that's another thing. Like, I mean, hard water is basically like
That's all it is,
carbonized,
yeah.
like rum, like pre-rum. But like, in order to like you know thwart those efforts, you know what I mean, like they would throw poop in there. They would empty the chamber pots into the thing, you know what I mean, so that you couldn't drink it. Now, once you distill it, like, you know, it's clean, so it doesn't matter what you put in the beginning. But in order to get them to not like drink that shit, they empty the pot. But what ended up happening was when they distilled it, there's that gut, like there's this like chemical in your gut that mimics the taste of like bananas, and that's how the like Jamaican rum got like that banana flavor originally was from
Poop.
I
But
don't know
you
if
know
that's
what,
true or
though?
not, but it's a great story.
It is a great story, but also I view that story in the context of slavery. And you know what? If I was a slave, you had to do a lot to make me not get drunk. If I found a way to get drunk, you'd have to do a lot to. But no, I'm not drinking poop now.
poop.
I got a salary. Like I don't have, there's so many things that I could do to avoid that. And you know what's funny? We joke about that now, but I think
He's
that's
gonna be sober.
I think that's why breweries are becoming so popular because you can demand something of a brewery because it's right there, because the owners are right there. Because if you drive by the brewery at the right time, the brewers are going to be coming out. They're going to be right there. I mean, you go to Fridays, you can't demand shit of Fridays. You don't know who the fuck made this menu. You don't know the supply chain and none of that shit. The brewery's like, yo, we'll fuck around and not come to you. You know what I mean? If you don't, you know what I'm saying? And it's not like people are protesting or picketing at breweries or nothing, but like the brewers understand, or the owners are like, yo, we have to invest in the communities. We have to maintain a certain level of quality, a certain level of innovation, you know what I'm saying? A certain level of, you know what I'm saying, respect to the craft, you know what I mean? And boom, you get all these nice spots around the city that are bumping, you know what I mean? That can give you good events, give you good food, good beer, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why the industry, I don't want to say it's recession proof, but I don't see it like going away at any time.
Yeah, I mean, it's small business at its best, right? Like, what other small business or any business for that matter can you walk in and pretty much always be able to sit there and talk to the owner or who made the product that you're consuming at that point?
And they love the product.
Yeah, they're passionate about it for sure. Yeah,
the motherfuckers own a Walmart and they just like, look, we just selling shit. Like, no, they like the shit that's being sold, and they're like, yo, I didn't like this IPA. We're gonna take it off and refine that and put it back on. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you go on Untappd and rate it, and you sit there and doing that from your bar stool. But there's a very good chance that brewer's looking at it right away, seeing what you think of
that would be crazy.
What they made. Yeah.
Like, man, ain't you Nate C GK? Like, you just told me this shit was a 2.
Where you at?
He see you right there. Like,
yeah, let's talk.
Tell me about this 2 you just gave us.
So tell, like, what's your dream piece of equipment? Like, I mean,
dream piece of equipment.
Yeah, like,
I don't know. It's funny. Everything changes so quickly with this stuff. I was on a shoot not that long ago, and a guy was looking at one of our cameras, like, "Oh, that's a great camera." I'm like, "Yeah." The funny thing is, though, like, that stuff changes so quickly now that, like, you invest in things that are gonna last, like your lenses. Like, lenses end up being used from camera to camera. Camera bodies. I mean, a few years on those things, and it's, you know, we were all big into drones, and now drones are like, everybody's got a drone. Everybody's, you know, flying drones around, crashing into planes and stuff like that. Wait. So, like, you know, when we first invested in drones, we spent a couple $1,000s. Now you get a drone for a few $100s. It's kind of a thing. So I don't know. I mean, always changing.
That makes the industry dope as shit, though, when there's more drone shot. I love a drone. I love. It
is funny when you see
drone shots.
A company that just gets a drone, like, everything's drone. Then, like, the whole video is all drone shots. It makes no sense. But hey, we got a drone.
They get a haircut. He bring the drone out.
Let's get that
checking his shape up.
You got a fucking interview from like 10,000 feet, like on top down. Like,
got a drone.
Why?
The best is when you see it too, and then you see the guy down on the ground looking up at it with his remote control in his hand.
So wait, so the lenses stay the same in the camera body? I thought it was the lens that changed to increase. I don't know the inner working.
Well, I'll tell you, nowadays when you buy a lens, lenses are made so well that, like, you invest in your lens, and that sticks with you for years and years. The camera bodies, that's what has all the electronics in it, and that's what gets updated. Glass is glass. I mean, that's, you know, there's not going to be too many more advancements in lenses. So you want to buy great lenses, and you know, eventually you'll buy a new camera every few years, and it's just part of the game.
So I just heard something about, like, in Europe, they voted to, like, make it one charger system of sorts. So, like,
I saw
can't change. So Apple can't, like, be changing their charger, and, like, Apple and
that'd be great. Right?
So with your industry, is they're gonna, like, do the lenses fit in different cameras? Like,
so, like, Canon has all their fittings, Sony has theirs, Nikon has theirs, but you can get adapters for everything. You get adapters to adapt the lens
adapter.
Between. Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. We're getting in the weeds here with the nerdiness on the gear,
no,
but yeah.
Shit. Like, that's what I don't know.
We come here to learn shit.
Yeah. We enjoy the photos that come out of here, and, like, we never really, like, so Buzzy can't fucking talk about it because he'd be over doing whatever the fucking time was. We gotta ask somebody shit. I want to know some shit.
Buzzy don't tell us nothing.
Well, there's cool. Like, you can buy old, like, really old school lenses, like antique lenses, and, like, Russia used to make all these really great lenses, and you can buy adapters now to put that on a new camera. So, like, it's wild what you can do with the different.
I would have
stuff.
thought it was the other way around. I would have thought like the lenses changed and you can like maybe put a new lens on an old camera type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the camera would have maybe new capabilities as far as video or whatever, but the lens is what made the shot look different. It's funny to hear that it's the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, lenses, they last.
But I guess the camera could reflect. I don't know.
I don't know shit, man.
Not at all. Not a motherfucking thing. That's why you got GK on your hat and I don't.
Hey, that's what happens.
And Day has it on his, but he still don't know shit. Day's an intern.
Like that's I feel like I have an intern level of knowledge about a lot of things.
I think that's a healthy knowledge to have. That's more than most people have, though, right?
That's just how to respect property. An intern just doesn't fuck up the money.
You would think. I've had a lot of bad interns, though.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Are they dropping shit? What makes them a bad intern?
Oh, not showing up on time, breaking up with a girlfriend or boyfriend. On
Those are
text
basic
message,
life
while they're on
skills.
the
That's
shoot.
life skills. So if you know basic
exactly
life
right.
skills, you can more or less intern anywhere. As long
That's
as
a good point.
You have basic life skills. Breaking up with your girlfriend, boyfriend at the job is crazy. Like why are you responding to this text?
Yeah. Texting on the job has been a pet peeve of mine for a long time. When I need you to do something.
My thing is when the text translates into a
There you go.
verbal conversation.
There's a good vintage Len
You
right
start feeling
there.
some type of way.
Yeah.
You start feeling some type of way.
Is that an old
piff.
Russian?
His camera lens jar looked like
What
his
is that?
weed
That's a-
jar.
that's a-
Fuzzy knows what I'm
They
talking
probably
about.
got
Is that
a
his-
camera
that-
lens weed jar that he uses to get on planes.
Was that like a Russian spy or some shit? What is that?
They did use it in binoculars, yeah. It was like they like produced it during the Cold War. It's real weird.
Yeah, that's the technology on lenses hasn't changed a whole lot.
So you can like, so that's an old ass lens that still has like use and value.
It has like funk to it.
Funk.
That's
if
an
you, like,
older
if you, like,
lens, you're saying?
If you shoot into like the light, there's a lot of crazy refractions and weird things.
So they
It's
age.
Instagram filters, old school.
Yeah. So it's like so they age it, like, you know what I mean? So it's like an age. So it's like, so the photos that would come out of that would be pretty unique because of
You get a lot of great colors and stuff, and you get some crazy lens flares. and-
I never thought about that.
I'm
all that
I'm
cool
still
stuff.
on the level. I don't know how to look handsome on camera. I can't take a good selfie. I can't do shit. I'm like, yo, I'm way more handsome than all the pictures in my phone.
It's Instagram. You gotta like. I always
You got to
use
get load the filters.
I always
up.
use the X Pro one because it's the darkest one. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, see, I'm a little darker than you, so I think it's a different experience. I think it's a different experience with X Pro. I use Valencia. Valencia, but I
So
just,
do you guys pick a filter and you stick with it forever?
It's the only one that works for my cheekbones.
I mean, I don't.
I got a good side. I know
You don't
what that
hop around
means.
filters. You don't
I don't-
experiment.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm an ugly dude, man, and I've accepted that since like about. So I think in a man's life at about, I'd say about 15 and a half, you more or less accept.
You know what
that
you're getting into.
I'm an ugly guy, and my approach got to be a little different. It's got to be personality
Well, I
or
think
money.
that's why all us
yeah.
guys grow beards at some point. It's like
Exactly.
I want to see how much of this I can hide and cover up.
I'm in the beard gang. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you keep a healthy amount of it covered.
You look at a guy with a beard before he had the beard, you're like, yep, better with the beard. Yeah,
I forget what
hide that.
shorty. It was a shorty said, beards are wigs for men.
I'm with that. Not
I'm
wrong.
wigged out.
I ain't with that though. I'm growing this beard. I ain't paying for this beard.
Well, I'm just saying.
This beard gonna be what it's gonna be. The texture is what it
cover
is.
as
And
much as I
can't
can.
change because I don't have like a beard. I have an exaggerated chin strap. So I get jealous of full grown mane. Like you both look like you get. I get just a chin strap that could just be long. So the chin strap.
But
like,
you got a hairline, so then there's I mean, that's
Yeah,
the thing
there's
that's
that,
fucked
and
up.
I do.
mean,
Okay,
like, you
all
gotta, you know what I mean, everybody got to struggle. You got to pick it. You know what I mean, the motherfuckers that got the whole beard and the hairline.
To tell me my beard is struggling makes me feel bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just want to
I
go back
wasn't
to the
saying
goatee.
struggling. That's
No, he
That's
said
your
it.
boy
I'm
over
gonna
here.
go back. I'm gonna go back. Look. I'm gonna go take digs on him.
Don't look at me when you say that.
Look, I'm about to go. I'm about to get a mean ass goatee and take it back to '98.
Goatee.
Wait till my goatee gets strong. My goatee game
There's
finna
not enough
be
goatees anymore, right?
My goatee game finna be
Get
strong.
the iced tea.
My goatee game gonna be immaculate.
Bring back the goatee. One guy at a time.
Somebody gotta do it. Buzzy stopped timing us, but I'm starting to feel like at least I need to sleep because this is episode 2 of 2.
Yeah, man. I'm like this double IPA is kind of crazy.
Let's
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
8.5.
sneaky.
It's 8.5.
It's not a warning though. It's not 9.
It's not a 9, so I didn't have to tell you, but I did kind of put it out there.
It has like a little sweetness to it.
Actually, I didn't. Oh, the stout's
The
only
fruit.
7.5.
Bursting with notes of tropical fruit. Yeah, I can do that fruit. It's like a little sweetness on there. I mean,
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I ain't mad at this.
So what's coming up in the near
What's
future
next?
for you?
Yeah, so we've shot a bunch for the series. You know, if you've seen the film, now we're gonna launch a series on Amazon, and that should be coming out here in about a month. Just be checking our Facebook and website for info on that. But what we'll do, we'll launch a few episodes at a time and throw that up on Amazon. Just keep doing that as long as we
Binge.
can.
You can do it for the binge, folks.
Yeah, for the bingers. I wanted to do one episode at a time, and everybody said, you know what? That's not how people watch
what?
TV
I'm
anymore.
Like, listen, I agree, man. Give me mine.
Yeah,
give me my pack.
what? Fuck
give me
a
my
motherfucker
pack.
doing it week to week.
Yeah, give me my pack.
So
Week to week is what creates spoilers. Because if you do it week to week, now I'm at the mercy of when you have access to it, because you might get to it first. If it's once you put it all out there, if I slept on it and I ain't
watch
get on
it
it,
every
like,
time, yeah.
look, if this man watched it all, he watched it all. You know what I'm saying? Like I that week to week shit is whack to me.
So we'll probably put up 3 or 4 at a time and go that route.
Yo, it'd be feel good if somebody get mad about spoilers for your shit though, right?
That'd be cool, right?
That'd be the
ultimate.
have
It's
to
like
feel good.
people fighting over that. Yeah, I don't know how many spoilers there are in a beer documentary, but hey, you know,
I mean,
could happen.
spoil the brewery.
Cliffhanger for him. Will he finish that beer?
Yo,
I do
well,
not know.
you say you had people coming up to you talking about why you ain't had this brewery.
That's
what
true.
if that's on the next episode?
That's true.
Next episode.
That's a good point.
They be like, "What you mean? I didn't know."
Will they have a hazy IPA next episode or not?
What ABV will this be? Like that'd be crazy.
What's your favorite form of potato?
God damn it!
What's
I
that?
know we were at
What's
the
your
end.
favorite
We were
form of potato?
Oh, favorite form of potato. So I know you've been asking this to people, so I've been thinking about this one. And I'm torn between a baked potato just loaded up with sour cream and butter and everything, or curly fries. I love curly fries.
Curly fries are.
You some Arby's, dude? You
Oh,
need something
yeah. I
Arby's
mean,
or
that's half the
anything?
reason to go to Arby's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fries are- How many coils do you like on your curly fry?
Well, if you can get a long one that kind of you can stretch, that's the ticket. If it's too curled up, it's already gone. It's a brick. But you need one of those long.
Yeah,
right?
it's gotta. Yeah, I mean,
Got a little-
because sometimes either that or they're not done
Little
all the
bounce
way.
to- yeah,
and
that's the other problem, yep.
You gotta so it's gotta be the right coil and the right amount of fry in that mother.
And has anybody said pierogies yet? Because I feel like
No one said
don't believe
pierogies, which
anybody
is
said
strange.
I feel
because
like
we
that's
are in Pittsburgh.
you're in Pittsburgh, and that's a great potato product.
It is. It is.
It's
It is a
aight.
good. It is. You know,
It's
it's.
aight.
It's.
It almost. I don't know much about pierogies. It feels like ravioli with no sauce. That's how
That's
it feels
fair.
to me.
It is like ravioli. Like
You
know,
put
no
stuff on
but
it.
it's potatoes instead
Yeah,
of
but
like meat
it's
and
ravioli,
cheese
no
or whatever.
sauce. I'm cool.
But I mean, pierogies. I listen like a good now a good fancy pierogi. I mean, some of these pierogies just be limp and just no imagine it just some boiled ass
Just
shit with
potato
some
inside
onions,
some pasta.
Yeah, like that shit. But if you fry that shit up right, I mean, and you could fuck up. These pierogies be smacking. I mean, not
feel
my
like
favorite form of potato, but
If I'm hungry as fuck, anything is really good.
really, yeah,
done well.
shit, if you fry it, shit, yeah, god damn it. Have they fried?
Do you
have they
dip your
fried beer yet?
Have
Yeah,
they
they
fried
do.
beer?
There's beer batter.
Beer batter, yeah.
Fries. That's a great form of potato as
That
well.
is another good.
Do you dip your curly fries or do you just eat them straight fry?
I dip them,
Okay.
but usually I get like one of the other sauces, not just ketchup.
I never eat ketchup on fries.
So what's
Oh,
your-
really?
What's,
No,
your,
never.
Never.
what's your dip?
I love horsey sauce.
Oh,
Arby's sauce is great too.
I'd like barbecue or honey mustard.
Honey mustard's dope.
Honey mustard on fries is good.
What is Arby's sauce? Is that barbecue? Is that what
It
that is?
is somewhere between. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's not any. It can't be anything complex.
it's like soy Q sauce. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel
Yeah.
like there's some soy,
Soy,
in that
okay,
bitch. You
all
know what
right.
I mean?
I was
a
gonna
little
say
sweetness,
vodka
like a,
barbecue.
yeah,
It's just
That-
real tart barbecue. So I don't know what it is. I really like Chick-fil-A's sweet and sour.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A sauces I think are the
I
best
like
sauces across the
this-
board.
They do have a
That
good
Polynesian sauce
arrangement
is
of
good.
sauces. Yeah, they have a
Honey
good
mustard,
arrangement of
yeah.
sauces.
no, I don't really fuck with the folks, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is. They can go fuck themselves.
I don't know any of them. They seem good with the sauce.
I'm jabbing motherfucker. You have it out. Fuck them.
They fired you?
No.
Because
Well,
you couldn't work at Chick-fil-A.
I know I couldn't. I couldn't work.
I couldn't imagine they deep ass voice coming through the drive-thru. What
was that?
We got chicken. We got chicken and sausage.
Come again?
Because when you work at a fast food spot, you show it up high. Like everybody who's worked at a fast food spot has shown up to work high. You don't have to be sober to work.
I used to get a couple of numbers through the Arby's drive.
You get numbers?
Do
in the
everything at the
drive-thru.
My first job was Hardee's.
Summertime, man. Like
Hardee's.
Yeah.
Hardee's is
Hardee's even around anymore, is it?
They are fucking.
They're
phenomenal.
only
I
on,
fucks
like,
with
the
Hardee's
Parkway.
heavy.
The Frisco burger, Hardee's was like my
They
jam.
only on like the Parkway or something.
Yeah,
right?
they like random ass now. So like if you get like a legit Hardee's is good. The motherfuckers that you get on the turnpike are just because it's like it's a different. It's like a pared
Turnpike,
down.
Like the Roy Rogers. Like where else are you gonna go? Roy Rogers at? Yeah.
but
They
you got-
basically, you can't get food for another 48 miles.
Yeah, but like, there's a.
You might as well just hit Roy
If you've ever been to a real ass Hardee's, like,
Oh yeah, I mean, for sure.
them
I worked in one.
motherfuckers,
Yeah,
them is actually.
that's
fire.
back when they used to make the fried chicken too, and that was good fried chicken back in the day.
Yeah,
I don't know if Hardee's does fried chicken anymore, but
Yeah, I feel like fast food restaurants, if you ever worked the drive-thru, you've been in every type of interaction. You've bought drugs, you've gotten phone numbers. I had a girl who brought her brothers up to try to jump me. They came through the drive-thru and told me to come outside. And I'm like, no.
sure. That sounds great, guys. Let me just hold on. Let me finish.
I'm cool. I'm just going to
I gotta flip a couple more burgers. I'll be right out.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just going to
I
stay
get a
in
number
here.
2 with a side of hands.
It's like, yo.
Extra hands,
Dude
please.
was like real tough. And it's funny because when you work the drive-thru, when somebody pull up, it give you that boop. He came like, boop. What's up, nigga? I'm like, hello?
I'm sorry, sir. We're all out of hands.
We're out of everything you're looking for.
You're like, nah, come outside. I'm like, nah,
we just
man.
ran out of hands.
Like I'm on the clock.
It's a 45-minute wait. Can you pull over? Somebody will bring those hands out to you.
So wait, they came to the window and they was in their mama van. They was talking shit to me through the window. I'm like, look, man. At the end of the day, bro, I get
They
off
brought a
at
van.
I
What
get off at
fast
this
food
time.
was this?
I was at Wendy's.
Wendy's. All right.
I'm like, yo, I'm get off at a certain time, and I'm just gonna sit in the room inside till like my ride gets here. I'm not gonna. It's like 7 of y'all in this van.
They
Like
brought a van.
they came through in the van. I was like, damn, bro. I'm like, I didn't know your sister cared about me this much. Like,
Mom's Astro van pulls up.
well, when you a teenager, you get whatever car is available.
Oh yeah, and you thought
Yeah.
you were the shit for it too.
Yeah.
And if your mama had a van, that was almost an advantage back in the day. Like a
Oh, you get
teenager,
everybody
you
in
could
it,
bring
yeah.
everybody. Through.
Yeah, that's the party.
And you know what I mean? Oh man, just gotta get into that. So let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, so you can find GK Visual on everything at just GK Visual. That's at Facebook and Instagram. And then Porden PA, same thing there. Porden PA, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Day, let the people know where they can find us.
Hey, if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at Partnerspod.
Hey, listen, we want to thank Nate for coming through, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you for everything you do, with GK Visual. It's great. Portland, PA, Portland, Pennsylvania. Also a great vessel, man. We're very happy to have stumbled upon this interview. Excuse me, I'm belching. Thank you for bringing the Millworks through.
You bet.
Hey, look him up. Check him out on Amazon. Self-publish, but for the people. You know what I'm saying? And as always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family. We have a Henny on the table. Did the Henny donator leave? Oh, I'm going to take a shower. Bring Henny in. Those are fly. I like them. You can get them online, though. I remember. Nah, that's dope. Like
I try to skew towards classic-ish type pairs of sneakers.
Yeah.
I always envy those who have the exclusive of sorts. And then that's a sweet spot because they're not price exclusive.
Nike, these are kind of like